Alright, imagine waking up one morning and discovering that the entire AI world has been flipped upside down. That's basically what happened in early December when Google dropped Gemini 3 Pro. And it wasn't just good, it was phenomenal. Within days, Sam Altman from OpenAI issued what insiders are calling a code red alert. Projects got shelved, teams got redirected, and less than 2 weeks later, OpenAI fired back with GPT 5.2. This isn't your typical tech release cycle, folks. This is a full-blown AI arms race happening in real time, and honestly, the implications are massive for anyone who uses these tools daily. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another AI comparison video, right? But here's why this one actually matters. These aren't incremental upgrades we're talking about. Both companies are claiming their models are the most capable ever built. Both are backed by billions in funding, and both just launched within days of each other specifically to outdo the other. So if you're a developer trying to figure out which API to build on, a student using AI for research, or a business deciding which platform to invest in, this battle directly affects you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which model wins in coding, which dominates in reasoning, and most importantly, which one you should actually be using based on what you need. Let's start with the chaos that kicked this whole thing off. For most of 2024 and into 2025, OpenAI was basically untouchable. ChatGPT became the name everyone knew. GPT 5 launched in August and set new benchmarks across the board. Developers were building entire companies on their API. Life was good for OpenAI. But then Google got quiet, suspiciously quiet. While everyone was watching OpenAI celebrate their wins, DeepMind was cooking up something in their labs. On November 8th, they dropped Gemini 3 Pro, and it absolutely shattered expectations. Within hours of launch, Gemini 3 Pro shot straight to the top of the LM Arena leaderboard with a breakthrough ELO score of 1501. It crushed PhD-level reasoning tests. It dominated multimodal benchmarks. And here's the thing that really spooked OpenAI. It was genuinely better at understanding context and intent. Users were spending less time crafting perfect prompts and getting better results faster. That's a game changer. Suddenly, ChatGPT's web traffic started declining. Enterprise customers began asking questions, and developers started experimenting with alternatives. According to reports from The Information, Sam Altman saw the writing on the wall. He issued an internal code red directive on December 1st. That's not a suggestion, that's an emergency alert. Priorities shifted overnight. Work on monetization features like ads, long-term agent projects, put on hold. The entire company pivoted to one mission: ship GPT 5.2 and ship it now. Some team members reportedly asked for more time to refine things, but the answer was crystal clear. We cannot afford to wait. Google is winning right now, and we need to respond immediately. On December 11th, just 10 days after the code red, OpenAI launched GPT 5.2. They released it in 3 variants. GPT 5.2 Instant for fast, everyday tasks. GPT 5.2 Thinking for complex reasoning and multi-step projects. And GPT 5.2 Pro, their absolute heavyweight designed for maximum accuracy. The company claimed it was their most capable model yet, setting new standards in professional knowledge work. They specifically highlighted performance on something called GDP-Val, a benchmark measuring how well AI handles real professional tasks across 44 different occupations. According to OpenAI, GPT 5.2 Thinking beats or ties top industry professionals on over 70% of well-specified tasks. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. On the exact same day GPT 5.2 launched, Google wasn't sitting idle. They released a completely reimagined deep research tool powered by Gemini 3 Pro. They announced new developer integrations. They made it clear this fight wasn't over. So we've got 2 tech giants locked in combat, releasing competing products on the same day. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Now let's talk actual capabilities, because that's what really matters. When it comes to reasoning, both models are extraordinary, but they approach it differently. Gemini 3 Pro is built for what Google calls unprecedented depth and nuance in reasoning. It excels at reading between the lines and understanding what you actually want, not just what you literally typed. One of the biggest complaints people had with earlier AI models was you had to be extremely precise with your prompts. Gemini 3 Pro significantly reduces that friction. It also seamlessly works across text, images, video, audio, and code with a massive 1 million token context window. That's genuinely impressive for multimodal tasks. GPT 5.2 counters with its own massive 400,000 token context window, which means you can feed it hundreds of documents or entire code repositories at once. The maximum output is 128,000 tokens, so it can generate extensive reports or full applications in a single response. OpenAI specifically designed it to handle long-running agent workflows and complex professional knowledge work. They claim it produces outputs at 11 times the speed of expert professionals, while costing less than 1% as much. That's a bold claim, but early testing from companies like Harvey, Notion, and Shopify suggests the improvements are real. For coding specifically, this is where things get genuinely competitive. Gemini 3 Pro is being called Google's best coding model ever. It tops the web dev arena leaderboard and crushes benchmarks like SWE-bench verified with a score of 76.2%. Developers using platforms like Cursor, GitHub Copilot, and Figma are already seeing noticeable improvements. The model understands how to follow complex multi-step development tasks and generates more accurate, production-ready code. GitHub themselves reported that Gemini 3 Pro shows 35% higher accuracy in resolving software engineering challenges compared to Gemini 2.5 Pro. But OpenAI isn't conceding anything. GPT 5.2 scores 80% on SWE-bench verified, which actually edges out Gemini 3 Pro. Early reports from coding platforms like Warp, JetBrains, and Augment Code indicate that GPT 5.2 delivers measurable improvements in interactive coding, code reviews, and bug finding. The model is particularly strong at agentic coding, where it can autonomously handle multi-step workflows with tool calling and context switching. For vision and multimodal understanding, Gemini 3 Pro has a clear advantage. It's designed from the ground up for multimodal reasoning. Whether you're analyzing a video to improve your sports form, extracting data from complex documents, or working with medical imagery, Gemini 3 excels. It can even render visual documents, meaning it can reverse engineer an image back into the HTML or latex code that would recreate it. That's legitimately impressive. GPT 5.2 has improved vision capabilities and claims to cut error rates roughly in half on chart reasoning and software interface understanding. But Google still leads in pure multimodal performance. Here's my honest take after looking at all the benchmarks and real-world testing. Both models are exceptional, and declaring an outright winner is nearly impossible because it depends entirely on your specific use case. If you need the absolute best multimodal understanding, especially for video, images, and complex document analysis, and you're working within Google's ecosystem with tools like Drive, Docs, and their cloud services, Gemini 3 Pro is incredibly powerful. The integration is seamless, and the reasoning capabilities are genuinely state-of-the-art. If you're deeply embedded in OpenAI's ecosystem, using ChatGPT daily, or building applications on their API, GPT 5.2 offers massive improvements in reliability, long context handling, and professional knowledge work. The three-tier system gives you flexibility, and the reduction in hallucinations is significant. OpenAI claims error rates dropped from 8.8% to 6.2%, which is a 30% improvement. But here's what I find most fascinating about this entire battle. It's not really about which model scores slightly higher on a specific benchmark. It's about the future of AI becoming truly agentic. Both companies are racing to build systems that don't just answer questions, but actually complete entire workflows autonomously. AI that can plan, execute, validate, and iterate without constant supervision. That's the real transformation happening right now. So what's the bottom line? We're witnessing one of the most competitive periods in AI history. Two of the world's most powerful tech companies are locked in an arms race, and the pace of innovation is absolutely relentless. Gemini 3 Pro and GPT 5.2 represent the cutting edge today. But honestly, we'll probably see even more powerful models within months. The competition is fierce, and ultimately, that's great for us because it pushes both companies to deliver better technology faster. Try them both, test them on your actual work, and decide which fits your needs. Because this isn't just an AI battle, it's the beginning of something that's going to reshape how we work and create for years to come.